Hopefully getting this set up correctly. Kind of want that out of the way. Hopefully this is working. I don't think anybody is here yet, so we'll take a minute. This is going to be a live demo of the Revel Swift Soak nail system from removal from beginning to end, basically. I heated up the water. I have about 2 cups, which is 500 cc's. We have, all right, so it looks like I've got the non-whitening acetone by Revel. I had the Swift Soak system, which consists of this, comes in this box. It's around $10 for shipping, from what I've seen. So it comes in this pretty box. If you buy the whole kit, you will get this, the acetone, and I believe 2 files. But I'll be using my own files because I only received the acetone, okay, which is not sealed, so it's ready to go. And we have the Swift Soak system, which I haven't even looked at yet. I've watched some videos. I attended a couple calls with Revel for it. It was so awesome. Hey, Lara. Is it Lara or Laura? So I haven't looked at this yet. I attended a couple calls with Revel, but I really wanted to get like a live sort of response reaction to it. So taking it out of the box, it's wrapped in a thin cello bag. Lara, yeah, Laura, okay. Lara, cool. So I'm in California, so my accent's kind of a non-accent weirdness. So names can be hard for me. Okay, so it's kind of a pinky red. I think in the photos it was coming across as like more of a red. So when you take it out, it is assembled. Hey Heather, thanks for stopping in. Hey Angela. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to be able to watch comments, but I am live on YouTube and Instagram. So I've got 2 devices I'm kind of going back and forth with. So it's interesting. Okay, so here's the system. It's 3 pieces. This is the lid to try to keep the acetone and everything in, and it pulls it all together. So you take it off, and it will be connected to the... This is where the water goes. Then we have the 2 pieces up top. So this is a much more flexible rubber. It's thick, so it's like really on there. So it's, if you're worried about spilling, it's gonna be hard. It's got a lip that goes all the way around, plus the lid has another lip that's going to wrap and grab the edges. And then this is the most innovative part of it, I think, because one of the tricks used to be that you would add scrubbies to like a bag. Thanks, Britt. But welcome. So this is sort of the centerpiece. This is where the design and trial went into. It has a harder plastic lip and it has a softer silicone centerpiece. So like, don't leave your acetone in here forever because it will probably eventually affect the silicone. But you know, it's fine while you're taking your mani off. It's been tested for a while. Hey, Michelle. Hi, Amanda. What is my business name and my favorite colors? I'm BdazzldNails. I'm just me for this part of my life. I'm also Brandis. Thank you for asking. My favorite color is purple. That is going to be apparent if you follow me anywhere. I have purple hair. I love my purple nails. If it's a purple dip, paint, or acrylic, I'm usually gonna buy it. Even if I like never wear it, I'm gonna buy it because I love all things purple. Okay. So here it is. So this replaces the scrub pad. You can hear it. They're short little nubs. They give a decent amount of resistance. So you're expected to put the acetone here, the water in the base, assemble it all back together, file the shiny top coat off your nails, because that is usually not solvent resist. Like shiny top coats are like hard gels where they don't soak off. So you want to buff until most of that's gone, and that's where you're going to start the soaking process. I hope that makes sense. So I started the water, I boiled it, I let it sit for a while. Let it sit until it's like comfortable to touch. Like I said, I poured 500 cc's, which is about 2 cups. That's going to go in here. So I just used my little Pyrex container. Yuck, I got dust in there. A little bat from one of my glitters. How did that even get in there? Okay, whatever. Little bat glitter. My house is just glitter, apparently. It's just flying around everywhere. All right. So there is a fill line. It's right here. I didn't pre-measure this, so I'm just literally going off of like what I thought would be enough. They said you don't want to overfill it. Okay, so it looks like it's actually going to need about another 200 cc's. That's fun. All right, so we are looking at around 700 cc's to 3 cups of water needed to fill it to the fill line. Just want to see. Yeah, it's not even hitting the water, just barely. So that fill line is very important. That is what is going to heat up the acetone so that you can remove it. So I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Made a little quick foray to my kitchen. Hey, hon, thanks for showing up and delaying your sleep. I appreciate you. Okay, so we are right at that fill line. It was another 250 to 300 cc's of water, so I would say start with 4 cups. Get that heated up. And then better to have too much and leave it in your container. Okay. So you can see it's floating. I can feel the resistance. So you carefully press down. Make sure it's sealed all around the edge. There we go. Thank you. Sorry, I was getting water. I underestimated. Okay, so now this is where the acetone's gonna go. We're gonna get it started warming up. It has like a little dispensing lid. See how slow it is. Yeah, it's pretty slow. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour. Let's see. Is there another fill line? It smells nice. It's got a nice scent. I don't see another fill line. So either my eyesight is bad, which I mean, it is. I'm getting up there. Let's see. So I'm gonna add, I think that's enough. If it isn't, we'll just add more. It was about half the container to get to this level. So I might be economical and use my own acetone. But Revel's acetone is non-whitening, so it's supposed to be like more gentle and like do less damage. It's cruelty-free and 100% vegan. So, you know, make your choices. I like to choose where I spend my money, and again, the uniqueness is in the bowl. So that's my opinion so far. All right, so put this aside for a minute. It picks up. It's a little heavier than it was, not too bad. We are going to file the shiny top off. Hey, Em. Hi, hon. Hey, everybody. All right, so we're going to do this hand. I have been growing my nails out on this hand using a base of builder gel that I started with to extend, and then I've been cutting them back. So now it's basically just a little bit of builder gel and rubber base on top. I have about 2 weeks of growth, and I knew I wanted to do this live, so I didn't bother filling. So we're just gonna start from scratch. This is extended because I broke the tip, and so that should shorten, and then I'll probably take the rest of them down to that length. I am using a 100-180 to get the shine off. You can use your e-file. You could use a hand file. If you don't have any shiny top coat, you don't need to do this step, as long as that soakable layer is exposed. So if this was just dip, I would just file a little bit just to kind of get some roughness to it. That will let the acetone get down to the deeper layers quicker. And essentially, when you're soaking your nails off, you are breaking down that base layer, and that's going to release from your natural nail. So if you can get some gouges in there, get a couple spots where you get a little bit deeper, that soak off is going to get down to that layer quicker and start working from the underside up. Kind of the same way with those gel removers. You get some good scratches in the surface of your nail, and it's going to just work that much faster. So we're going to see. Normally, when I soak off, I use a heating pad to keep my acetone warm instead of like the rice trick. And then I will have my hand in the bowl, and I will take it out occasionally and either buff it or wipe it on a paper towel and then go back in. So that's how I normally do it. I never got with like the dryer sheets or any of that because I'm allergic to dryer sheets. So not a good idea for me to do that. All right. I see it's still a little bit of shiny, so we're just gonna come in here, get rid of that. A little bit at my cuticles. You can use your e-file for this too. It would be faster. But I'm kind of trying to prove that this can be done without needing an e-file, right? That's like the benefit of the DIY home systems, is that you don't have to have special skills. You don't have to have anything crazy or too expensive to do this hobby. So that's my goal. All right, we are roughed up. She is looking rough. Any questions so far, guys? All right. We are filed. We are dusted. I am going to add cuticle oil because that is what I do. I don't add it to my acetone. I just put it to my skin and like really just sort of oversaturate my skin. Okay. I'm using my Lift Your Spirit Dips cuticle oil. You can use anything you like, or you can use coconut oil. I know that's a big favorite. We just haven't bought any in a long time because my son stopped using it. And him and I would share it. Yeah, I like hand filing. Like, I have multiple e-files, and I generally only use it for cuticle work if I need to. I'm a hand file gal. I like the zen moment of like filing and really getting in there and like working the shape. All right. So we are oiled up. I am going to stick my hand in. I'm going to attempt to be able to read comments while I do this. I don't have a timer. I had hoped it would arrive so we could run the timer, but I'm going in. We've been live 16 minutes. My acetone really isn't that warm, so maybe my water wasn't hot enough, so we'll see. I didn't take a temp on it. It felt nicely heated, like a bath I would like to do. You love Bunny. You said that you pretty much do gel manis, right? Thanks, Britt. All right. You could get away with one of the Melody Susie pen e-files, and like a nice cuticle bit, because that would really just do your cuticle work for you. And then a sanding band would remove your gel. And it's powerful enough for that, for sure. The only time I question if the pen file is strong enough is for like dip. Dip in acrylic is hard. That takes a lot more work. So I am just scrubbing my fingers in there. You can kind of hear it probably. Yeah, it's very cool. I don't have mine here. I actually have their older version, the Altina. But it is linked in my Linktree shop to Amazon where you can buy it. It's very slim, it's lightweight. It accepts the same bits that a standard e-file does. It just, I don't think it gets up to like the full 35,000 RPMs maybe, or maybe it's just the torque that's different. So that's kind of the two things you look at when you're buying an e-file, is the RPMs and the actual handpiece weight, and then the torque. That'll tell you if it's going to be strong enough to take off acrylic, dip, gel, polygel. Yeah. Yep, I do love that mini bit. I have one from Temu, and it works pretty well. So I do have the little mini sanding bands. They work great on preparing your jelly tips, for sure. And they're nice for getting up near your cuticle. I actually have a style of sanding band, not sanding band, it's like it's a panna cone bit, but it's very narrow and very tapered, and I get that in medium and fine, and I usually use that to do my nails. So that's my favorite. But I do like the little mini sanding band. That was a question coming from Instagram. All right, we are almost 4 minutes in, so we will take a peek. In about 20 seconds. And I've just kept my nails kind of moving in there. I still feel some resistance. That said, the water didn't seem to like transfer the heat that much. Which is good. It means you're not going to hurt yourself. And it's staying warm. It's gotten progressively warm. It's staying at the temperature that we went in at. Okay. This is kind of where we're at. It's working. You can see the layers coming off. So this is what I would normally do. So I'm just going to give it some extra filing because I do have layers of rubber base. We'll go back in. All right, and we're back in. So the risk of doing nails as often as I do is that I will usually use peel base. And peel base requires a shiny top coat to nicely release. So as I'm growing out my nails, I will have a shiny top coat. And I try to get it all off when I backfill. Probably sometimes I don't. So there might be sandwiched layers of top gel. So that's why I don't have a problem with sort of helping it along by filing. Let's see. I can't really like get in there. Let's see. Let's lift these little pointy bits up. Wah! Let me in there. All right. My husband has a meeting in the other room. Maybe I'm not scrubbing furiously enough. I'm just kind of lazily rubbing it. They're not too abrasive. They're kind of like a nice, almost like a nice massage. I wonder if this helps your nails grow faster. I've read massaging your cuticles helps your nails grow faster. Were there instructions? I didn't see any instructions. Okay, let's see. Oh, they're on the back. Let's see if I missed any steps, guys. Prep. Protect your station with a towel or mat to protect the surface from acetone. Start by gently filing off the top coat of your manicure and trimming down any false nail tips if you wish to remove them. Gently pour hot water, less than 130 degrees Fahrenheit. Do not use boiling water, into the base bowl to fill line. Place silicone bowl on top of base bowl and press down sides to snap in place. Pour acetone into bowl until silicone scrubbers are submerged. So potentially I put too much in. In theory, some people were able to get it for under 10. So we'll see. That's kind of the test. I don't think it's going to be under 10 for me. And that might be because the water wasn't hot enough. Secure lid into place. Let acetone heat up from the water for about 5 minutes before scrubbing. Okay, we didn't wait 5. Scrub nails on the silicone scrubbers to remove the nail enhancements. Removal times may vary depending on your manicure. All right. Then to clean up, when finished, carefully separate the pieces. Safely dispose of any acetone. It is not recommended to pour the acetone down your drain. After research yesterday, I found acetone is considered a hazardous material. So you want to be careful how you actually dispose. Yeah, that could be it because of the builder gel. Some builder gels take longer to soak off, depending on how thick. And then to keep your Swift soap clean, wash the silicone with dish soap, warm water after each use, and allow it to air dry. So no dishwasher. Hi, Dara. I'm good. We just hanging out. We got our nails in here. Hi, Bella. We're going to check again. It's been another 5 minutes. I don't know. It's moving. I can see it's moving. So we'll give it another buff. And again, the timing will definitely vary on the heat of the water, as well as the type of material your manicure is made of. Now, I didn't cut these down because most of my enhancements are over my natural nail underneath, so I didn't want to lose that. I'm hoping to not lose too much length when I take these off, because I'm not going to do the builder gel again. I'm just going to go back to my rubber base. All right, we have buffed. I can feel it moving along, so it is making progress. You can kind of see where I was talking about like getting in there with the layers and how it's going to separate. And then also, let's see if I have my cuticle pusher. And that can help. All right, just going to push, push, push. Yep. And that's getting rid of some of those layers in there. So I had started with a sparkly rubber base, and then I went over it with a lavender water color. I think that's what it's called. To fill it. I found the sparkles were kind of showing through on some of my manicures. Okay. So yeah, there we go. It's scraping off. I think if the water were hotter, I would have to be doing less work. So that's something I would change. I also kind of want to try the rice method with this method. So you microwave the hard rice like you would for one of those heat packs, and then put it in the base of the bowl instead of the water. So I might try that next time, because I think that's viable. As long as the bowl is microwave safe. But you could probably microwave the rice in the Pyrex and then pour that in. So if we feel like rice would hold the heat better, that might be a solution. Not that it's any big deal to heat the water. As I'm in there, I can feel it heating up. So it's taking in my body temperature too. But yeah, it's definitely lower than my body temperature, because when I go in, I can feel the coolness. So I do recommend around 120, which is probably boiling water sat for 10 minutes and then added. But always do a touch test. You don't want to start with boiling water for sure. No burns. Yeah, keep pressing on nails. Yeah, I can see that. And that's where I think having the rice in the bowl will work even better. I was tempted to do that this live, but I wanted to do it as directed. So I guess I underestimated the heat. That's my bad. But I didn't want it to be too hot either, so. Doing a check. Maybe if I do some more vertical. So I've just been kind of doing circles, so I'm gonna do like a vertical motion. See if that gets in on those layers. Oh, my kitty's in here like, what is happening? I have the most adorable boy cat, Eco. He is a 22-pound tuxedo, and he's always very concerned when his mommy is in her nail room and not out in the living room where he can keep an eye on me. He loves his mama. Yep, we are getting closer to naked nails. Okay, that's kind of where we're at. And give it a little push to help. Yep, there we go. You can kind of see it's almost like excavating the earth of like my backfills. Since it's almost always under dip, I don't usually care what I use. I just grab whichever one is the closest. Now, I do tend to keep the systems in the same, so this is my Luxie. And I am not going hard with the cuticle pusher. I'm just not left-handed. So I'm making sure I'm getting in there because I don't want to damage my nails with the cuticle pusher. So we're just kind of scooping. And you can see this one. This one's almost all the way down to that first glitter layer. Okay. Yep, and you can even see that I may have had some shiny top coat there. You think you get it all. I'm just giving it a quick buff again. Give that top coat a little bit of help. I've actually never used a non-whitening acetone before. It smells nice. It's nicely scented. It's not overwhelming. It's kind of floral. Okay, so I wipe that off on my towel. I'm going to add a little bit more oil in to protect my skin. Okay, and rub that on, and we'll go back in. Silicone brushes clean nicely. Sorry for the shaky camera. The YouTube one is the closest to me, so I keep bumping it. There we go. Aha. There we go. So right now I have a beauty towel. It's actually one I got in a pack off Amazon. So I have a beauty towel over a silicone baking mat, and then that is over a dental bib. So generally I'll use a dental bib over my silicone mats when I'm doing my manis, so I can just toss it. And then the silicone mat underneath will catch any strays, and if I spill anything, keeps it off my table underneath. And I got them really affordable. They're pure white, so they're very nice looking, and I got them on Amazon. I love them. Same with the dental bibs. I have them in purple, white, and black, depending on my mood. I know, this bracelet's from Tara. She bought it for me. She's been buying bracelets for her friends to show us that she loves us. It's from Nobu. I got the Galaxy. And then I just have a labradorite, an amethyst, and a pink quartz bracelet to go with. Anybody coming in and wondering what the heck you're watching, we are soaking our nail enhancement off with Revel's new Swift Soak Manicure Removal System. I have a purchase link in my description. I have a purchase link over on my link tree on Instagram. It is only for pre-sale right now. Revel affiliates. We do get a small commission. If you haven't used my code before, It is RN Brandis 20, and you can use that to save an additional 20% off the already lower pre-sale price. So just the bowl system alone is around $20 before shipping. And the whole system with the plus 2 files is, I believe, $28. I have a reel going over the discounts and everything. So we are just dancing in the acetone, rubbing on the little silicone scrubbies. So I know most of the ladies have been able to get their stuff off in under 10 minutes. So I'm hoping this is a blame me. And I just didn't do the water hot enough out of fear of having it be too hot and us having to literally sit here and wait for the water to cool off. That would have been so boring. All right, take a peek. Yep, so my builder gel enhancement is coming off there. It's actually the non-sticky builder gel that I've got on that, because I was just making myself a quick tip repair. So I wanted to go from stiletto to coffin, and when I was filing, that took off too much. So far, I'm really liking the silicone scrubbies in there, because I find them to be more gentle than the regular scrubby that we normally used to use, like the kitchen scrubby. Like, my skin is fine. It's not being bothered by the bristles at all, so I don't have to worry about like any over abrasion. I think overall this is a really gentle system. Okay, we'll go back in. I'm gonna give it a little soak. I'm gonna stop moving it around for a minute. Maybe I have been moving it too much. Definitely one of those, a watched pot never boils type person. So I sit there and I'll watch the pot. I'm like, why isn't it boiling? So let's master some Zen. Let's have some coffee. I am drinking a triple caramel macchiato, blonde espresso. Non-fat milk and half the amount of sweetener. My little indulgence for the week. Hi, Eco. Are you so sad? Did you guys hear the little sad boy? Aww. Oh, hi, Bubba. Come here. Wanna come up? Yeah, come up. Come visit. No? Okay. You can have the box. You can have the box if you want it. I wish I could easily put him on the stream. He is such a cutie. But I should have a picture of him on my stories. Right, Laura? He's just like, meow. And he is so big. So hearing that tiny meow come from such a big guy. It's the sweetest. He's got little owl eyes and the cutest little markings on his face. Oop, hi, Nico. You're gonna come up behind me instead. My last live, he actually jumped up behind me on my chair and he sat there the whole time. It was very sweet. He would just occasionally nudge me in my ribs. No. That's so sweet, Laura. I love them. We have 2 cats, and we normally only have 1 dog, but we are currently hosting my niece's dog because she had to move out of her boyfriend's place. They broke up, and her new place is not ready for a new dog at the moment. So we are hosting her. She is a Papillon Jack Russell mix. Maybe a tiny bit of Chihuahua. She's very cute. And my normal boy is my old man, Chewbacca. He left. He'll probably be back in a minute. Like, are you done yet? It's very much what I hear in his voice. It's like, Mom, are you done yet? Can you come out of that room, please? Hi, I hear you. Oh, it's okay. It's all right. I'm safe. Such a little warrior. You want to come up, Nico? You can. No? Okay. So I'm just going to hang out down here. Goodness. All right. Hi, Nico. I see ya. You can come up here if you want. Just not on my desk, thank you. If you can hear my husband, I'm sorry. Who knew making video games could get so heated? He's a very passionate designer. There we go. I've also never soaked off this rubber base, so I don't know. I don't know its deal. I am not a soak off girl. I am a file off or fill. So, and to see what this would be like. I definitely want to give this another try. I like the fact that it's a contained system. I like the fact that I'm not having to use like multiple baggies. I do remember those days. But like right now, and I blame myself. I just don't feel like it's as fast as I would like it to be. But it very much could be because I haven't heated the water high enough. Do we think I should go reheat the water? What do you think? Yeah, I am using 2 devices, Tara, so I can be live on Instagram and YouTube. I know there's a program called StreamYard that is somehow supposed to make this easier. I don't know how, but I think I'm going to research it because I like the fact that I can download my lives from YouTube, whereas I haven't been able to figure that out on Facebook, which is where I normally go live. I go live every Friday night in the Lift Your Spirit Dip group. But you know what, guys? I am going to go heat this up. So please chat amongst yourselves. Let them know that I haven't disappeared. And I'm not frozen. But yeah, we are definitely going to go warm this up because it's tepid. So I'm going to blame myself on that. And we'll see how easy this is to heat up. We have reheated our water. I still don't have a temp, but I did do it for 1 minute in my microwave. So we'll see. All right, we're just gonna pour it back in. This is why I like doing these live. I really want to show how easy or difficult something is to use and troubleshoot any problems that might come up. Okay, so we are clipping this on, sealing it nice and tight again. Make sure the edges pop. Okay, we're back in. Let's see how this goes. Probably would help if I didn't have fairly thick builder gel and enhancements on it. But I think we're down to just the extension at the tip, which is why they look a little more thick there. And then the rubber gel at the cuticle, so that's why that's lifting easier and melting. Now, I don't know. I think I've always found gels to be a little more difficult to soak off. The builder gels, like if you're doing actual nail extensions, not gel polish. I just think that's because of the polymers needed to provide the extra strength. What I'm really excited about for this is if I want to soak off anything with chunky glitters. Nail polish, gel polish, chunky glitter dips. They catch in the paper towel, they catch in the cotton balls. And like I removed a regular glitter polish off my recovering hand yesterday. And I just used a lint-free wipe, acetone. It's still snagged because the glitters. And I was just reminded, I'm like, this is why I don't wear glitter. But I love glitter. And that's why the advent of Peel Base was so great. I started in indie polish and I would use Peel Base under my chunky glitters because I loved wearing chunky glitters. And then I moved to dip after a long excursion into gel because dip glitters apply so nicely for me. There's no fishing in the bottle. There's no like dumping it out on your palette and trying to pick out the glitters. And I'm actually going to be filming a video this weekend on how an updated version of how I do chunky glitter dips. So that'll be going up next week on my channel. Keep your eye out. We will be debuting candy dips. She sent me over a few and I'm excited. Okay, I can definitely feel the acetone being warmer. So that water temp, going to be important. Because that's where the expedition is supposed to happen, is from the warm acetone. Oh, Kitty's coming back. Hi, Eco. Hi, sweetheart. How are you? I know, you don't want mommy in here. This little boy is the reason I generally do my nails on the couch. Because he just does not like it when I'm back here. He wants unrestricted access to his mommy. Find boy cats can be so needy. How's everybody doing? Ask the question, are we bored yet? Definitely feel the warmth difference in the acetone. Yeah. Yep, making more progress. Oop, Eco got on my chair. He's like, oh, mommy stood up. I wanted to read the comments, see what's going on with everybody. So, yep. Yeah, I can feel the heat difference from the bottom. It's not uncomfortable. Again, I only microwaved like the 4 ounces of water for a minute. Probably still not enough, but I'm just being really cautious. My skin has been mad at me recently, so I didn't want to potentially cook myself. I do like that it's contained. It's very neat. We have no spillage. It's really well sealed. Like, I've bumped it a few times and it's really stable. Like, my table's moving more than it is. Hi, Eco. You're gonna knock me over, buddy. He's headbutting my leg. He's very strong. He is the size of a small Maine Coon. He was the runt of his litter when I rescued him. And like within the first 2 weeks, his paws sort of like doubled in size and his tail did too. And then he just grew and grew and grew. Yep, I'm very behind on my Easter manis too. That one with my painted rabbit, that took a lot. It was a lot of work to paint that rabbit. So I've been kind of taking it easy. I do have a blue set that I need to photograph today. I used the Hypnotic Butterfly Effect, the blue glitter and the blue shimmer. It's very cute. I just haven't photographed it yet. Give it a little scrubby scrub. See where we're at. My nails are also pretty long, so I'm glad I do have the extra acetone in there, because I think if it was too shallow, the tips of my nails would be sticking out. I just wouldn't be getting the same exposure. Making progress. We're making progress. All right. A beefcake kitty. I love that. Mine is a little squish. He's very strong, but he's a little squish. He's one of those cats that would just eat all the food if you put it out for him. So he gets fed twice a day, half in the morning, half at night, so he doesn't wake us up. He still tries and goes and take the dog's food. That's not for you. Yeah, so we're starving him. He was about 24 pounds before we put him on the diet and restricted his exposure to food. Took a little bit for him to stop eating his sisters. She's only 7 pounds. She's very petite. She was our first adopted kitty. Eco was kind of a wedding adoption. Wow, awesome. Yeah, I got a yellow from Candy. I think I got a yellow from Candy to do the Endo Survivor collab, but I may not get to it. I'm hoping I will. I need more time, and next week's not going to get any better. My son is home on Easter break. And if anybody knows my story, I'm a special needs mama. My son is 9, and he was born with a partial trisomy called Emanuel Syndrome. He has a duplication of chromosomes 11 and 22 that have also broken in half, and the bottom of both chromosomes somehow swap. It's very strange. I carry it, so I have like the balanced version, and then he has the unbalanced version, which is where you see the expression of too much DNA. It's really quite a miracle anytime a child is born for everything to come together and go right. And he's my only child because I have lost 6. Trigger warning, sorry. And that is because they were all Emanuel Syndrome littles. So I got my miracle boy. And he has been hale and hearty for the last 2 years. We've been very lucky. But he's had a lot of doctor's appointments this week. We had a dental appointment. We had an ENT appointment. And we're on a wait and see. He may need to get ear tubes again. And they decided that if they do ear tubes, they want to take his adenoids out. So it'll be a full surgery. Never my favorite. And then we're doing 2 extractions next Wednesday because his little baby teeth, he's got apparently very, very strong roots, and those baby teeth are not budging. They are not going anywhere. Okay, Britt, you gonna catch up this tonight? I'm glad you're off tomorrow. My husband is not. He'll be working. And we're actually going tomorrow morning. Kieran, my son, is getting an award at school. So we're very excited. Go see. We don't know what it is. Teacher won't tell us. He wants it to be a surprise. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But he was very excited for us to see it. So I'm guessing it's something for either like congeniality, because he's like super social with all the kids in his class, or it's something to do with attendance because he loves school so much. We do everything in our power for him not to miss a day. Aw, Eco's laying on the chair behind me. It's so cute. I love it. All right. Woo, that made a huge difference. Look at that, guys. That is fast. Okay, so I will say if we had done the water at the correct temperature at the beginning, we probably would have at least halved the time, because it is just moving along now. So okay, thanks for letting me know that. It's good to know that taking adenoids out is the usual. A lot of ES kids have had like 20, 30 sets of ear tubes because they grow out of them. Kieran stayed. His stayed in. He only had 1 set, and he had them in for like almost 4 years. So he did really good. They stayed in a long time. And then we've only had 1 ear infection since they fell out. But he had fluid in his ear at the appointment yesterday. And so in 3 months, they want to check and see if he still has fluid, and if it's kind of gone over to the other ear too. And then if it has, then they'll do the tubes and the adenoid removal. So wait and see. I'm glad they're keeping an eye on it. I'm glad they're not super quick to go in for surgery. He had quite a few surgeries when he was a baby, so we try to keep him from having to go in. And if they want to do one thing, we do try to have them do anything that they might want to do. Nothing extra, but it's like, if you're even thinking this might be a surgery he should have, we should probably talk about it and see if you can work with the other specialties to get it done now. Okay, so I am in here. We are just doing a little scrapey scrape, and it is just coming off so easy. So the heat of the water is going to be very important. Don't boil it, but definitely put it to a heat that is comfortable, but like at that borderline of comfortable, because it has to go through the silicone and heat the acetone inside of that. And my understanding is that it retains heat really well, so the acetone shouldn't cool off, and that people have been able to do their hands separately. I believe Chelsea was able to do hers at the same time, it looked like. Well, I'm not sure I would do 2 hands at once. Not that you couldn't, though. Just depends on your hand size and the length of your fingers, because you got to be able to make contact with the nail with those bristles. But yeah, so my thumb is done. It did have the lowest, like the least amount of builder gel on it, because my thumbs tend to grow faster. So that's pretty typical for me. You can see the builder gel down there. And I have a repaired crack. Oh no, I'm probably gonna lose the pinky nail. I forgot about that. I had a crack that I repaired, so I may lose the tip of that pinky. I may be going to little nubs again. That's a bummer. That's also the dangerous part of soaking, is if you forget you have a repair. You're going to lose that repair because it's going to soak off too. So. It's all the secrets. They're all coming out. If I can, if I break a nail, I do generally try to fix it versus cutting it off. I feel like with all the hand washing and diaper changes that I work hard for my length and I never want to lose it. But my hands don't feel dry. I think the oil, using the cuticle oil has worked really well. My hands don't feel dried out. They don't look dried out. Let's see. What are the ingredients on this from? Acetone and glycerin. Okay, so the glycerin is a moisturizing agent. So that will be one of the reasons it's not too drying. So that's cool. Okay. Good to know. Now, generally, I like to use 100% acetone. I find that also kind of helps it along. And like, that's like the straight black, usually the black or the solid color text, and then the purple and the blue from like Onyx and the other acetone companies tend to have additives. So additives can slow down the soak off process. So things to remember. Oop. Okay. I keep forgetting to scrub. There we go. Scrub, 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 scrub it up, dub. It doesn't feel weird. It's kind of cool. Okay. Let's see. There's barely anything left, so use my file. Get a little bit builder gel off the tip. Maybe I'll use a newer file. There we go. I like to keep my older files around for file offs and soak offs. That way I don't care if acrylic or gel gets kind of stuck in the sanding bits. But yeah, thumb is done. Just got a little bit on that corner. Just got a little bit left on the tips. Definitely faster with the heat, which makes sense. We're about to lose the enhancement off the ring finger because it is just builder gel at that tip. It's got a tiny bit left on the tip of the fingers. Okay, see? Again, that's going to be where the old builder gel and enhancement was. So I think on a couple of the nails I ended up using a tip. And so it would have grown out at the tips. Now, looks like I might have a little crack. Maybe it's just product. Okay, just product. I am so hard on my hands. It never surprised me if I find a crack under my enhancements. You're almost done. Thanks for everybody who's stopped in and who has stayed. Apologies for the slow start. I think I will do a short on the rice method. See how that comes out. Because that rice is supposed to stay warm for a long time. That's why they make those little heat wraps out of it. So, something like that. Yeah, almost done. Concentrating on those tips, which is just it's a little weird with the angle, but if you kind of come around the edges and angle your nails and sort of flick backwards, I think that's gonna catch those tips and help them move along. So I'm kind of doing like this motion. I think that's helping. And if you were just going to cut and backfill, you could probably just buff off the rest. Not backfill. Do a new set. So you would just buff off the tips a little bit, wipe it down, clean it up, do your cuticle removal, and go ahead with your builder gel overlay if you wanted. Because yeah, that builder gel is holding on for dear life. All the rubber base is gone. But that builder gel is like, no, I don't want to go. You put me on, you needed me. Let's see what we got. There we go. I'm just gonna pull. No, it doesn't want to come off. Jeez. So that's that non-sticky builder gel that I had on there to do that enhancement. It doesn't want to leave. So I'm just gonna help it. Just gonna help remove that little tip there. There we go. Hey, Tara. Thanks for coming. All right, going back in there. My husband would like his phone back. So, we've only got a couple minutes. Give it a couple more minutes, and we're going to call it good. It's fine. I think we're going to get there. But yeah, the warmer that water is, the faster this is going to go. So figure out what temperature you can manage and be comfortable with. Welcome back. Scritchy, scritchy, scratch. Scritchy, scratch. I don't know. Do you guys like ASMR? I don't love it. It gives me the willies. It doesn't give me like the happy willies. It gives me the, can we just make this stop? I don't love it. All right. Here. My niece is texting. You always get your rice too hot? Yeah, that's the worry, right? You gotta find that temperature you're comfortable with. Even aggressively scrubbing, it's not doing too bad. Like it's splattering a little bit, but not bad. We have, what's it word? Evaporated. See how low the acetone is now? On the edges, it's fine, but it is evaporating. So I think that's kind of my recommendation, is to dispose of it. I would really let it evap. You know, go into a well-ventilated room, take the lid off, let as much of the acetone evap as possible. and then rinse it off, because you don't want to put the acetone down your sink. Many houses don't have metal pipes anymore. They have plastic, and the acetone will eventually erode your plastic pipe. So do not ruin your plumbing. You can even just throw a paper towel in here. That'll soak up all the acetone. And you can let that dry out and then throw it away. All right. We are down to nail. And you can see why I generally wear enhancements. Because my nails tend to curve and do weird things. I've got like a permanent writer's callus. And so that affects how my nails grow. It's weird. I also have Ehlers-Danlos. I wouldn't be surprised if my collagen disorder had something to do with why my nails don't grow the best. But with the rubber base, they do grow out. Yeah, so there we are. We are basically down to naked nail. I am going to remove about half the length. Try to get it down to this one. Call it good. So I will hold judgment. I do think it's worthwhile. I'm used to soak-offs taking a while, so if people are having really great luck with this, then I would check it out, because the system itself is only 20 bucks. And then you can use your own acetone. Again, I would recommend the 100% acetone, because any of these conditioners are going to slow down the work of the acetone too. But if you want an all-in-one, that option is also available. So if you need the link, if you need my code, let me know. There we are. We're down to just the thinnest little shell. But I don't really want to scrape too much more off of, because at that point I'm going to be affecting the fidelity of my nail. So I call it good enough. I think dip would have come off a little faster. Acrylic tends to soak nicely as long as it's not mixed with gel. So there we go. Again, my hands feel great. You can see the glycerin on my skin. That is from in there. So that is from the acetone. Take it apart. This is what we're left with. You can see how much of the acetone has evaporated. We were up about 1/4 of the way over those bristles. And then we have the water underneath. It's really well suctioned, so just be careful. You can easily release it. You can just dump the water underneath. It's warmish, I don't know if it's holding onto the heat as much as I would like. So I would maybe try the rice too. But that's what we're left with. And that'll just dry out. Or you can put like I said, some paper towel in there, which I'll do right now to let it absorb and dry. Don't need too much. Just put that in there. And that is going to evaporate off the paper towel. Don't put it into a closed container, because if you do, it could combust. Acetone is flammable. So there you go. And then you just rinse it off in your sink after you have taken all of the acetone out. You can see a little bit of the gel on the sides. That's what you're going to want to remove. So I hope that was helpful. Took a little longer than I wanted, but I still blame myself. But if you have any questions, DM me, comment on the video, whatever. And I just want to thank you for spending your time with me and helping me with my soak-off. Again, this is the Revel Nail Swift Soak-Off Manicure Removal System. Long name. And it is available today. Have a great one, guys. Bye!